Hello everybody, and welcome back to Tips with Thea. So today what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you a tutorial for when you're on a set and they say, okay, we want you to show up makeup ready. Because like, what does makeup ready mean? Well, I'm about to show you. So let's get started. So personally, I love to start with primer. I use this one by Face Studio called Master Prime. It blur and illuminates. Got it on clearance because, you know, gotta get those deals. And honestly, like, it just really helps your face to not be blotchy and make sure that everything that you're about to put on stays even. So that way it looks best on camera. Okay. Okay, so this is like when you kind of have a choice. So basically, I do have some acne, but not that much. And I have like pretty good skin by itself, so I generally don't really use foundation. I'll just put concealer on. But if you do have like more acne and you need to really have foundation, then like feel welcome to. But I personally just choose not to. So the concealer that I like is Fit Me number 15 by Maybelline. I found it. Got you. Literally don't know anything that I buy.
Alright, so then always make sure to go under the eyes to lighten it up. And then any red spots or anything that you personally just think should be covered up because we want to look flawless.
One really important thing is like, even though you're covering your face, if you have really like specific things about you that makes you you, make sure not to cover it up. Like in acting, whatever's unique, whatever's quirky about you, that's part of what got you the role. So like, I don't put anything on my nose because that's where my freckles are, and I make sure that this freckle here, I don't know if you can see it, but I always make sure that that's never covered up because like my freckles are part of what I am, and that's part of like who I am, so that's part of like what got me the role, so I don't want to cover it up and change myself, you know? So, important tip. Also, I like, I have no idea where this thing is from, but it's called a Duo sponge, and I love this brush so much. I have no idea where I got it. I think I got it for Christmas last year. But I love like blending with brushes for my concealer and foundation rather than using like silicone thingies like and beauty blenders. Personally, I just think it works better for me, but whatever works for you, you know? Yeah. Okie dokie. So next up is your eyebrows. Some people really don't need to do this. I personally, did you hear me? I went, did you hear me? I went, do this.
Did you hear me? I went, do this.
I went, do this. Interesting.
So, some people don't need to do this. If you just have nice brows, like honestly, you probably don't need to. Honestly, I don't need to. I'm just really self-conscious about my eyebrows. Yeah. So I just make sure to always like make sure they're even, but you don't want to overline or anything because we don't want to look fake. We're real people. Like, you know, just embrace yourself. You don't want to change yourself, if that makes any sense, which I think it makes sense, but I'm the one saying it. So for my brows though, I use Maybelline Total Temptation Brow Definer 300 Blonde. So this is like for blondes, but I'm a brunette, so it's like really light, and that's what helps to make it even. And even if you're not going to do your brows, it's good to just like brush them out. Alright, next up is blush, because we want to have a little color on our face on the camera. We don't want to be ghosts, which is part of the whole point of makeup for camera. So I gotta go look for my blush. Okay, I'm back and I have my blush. I'm sitting on it. Alright. So my blush, it's a bronzer blush duo, which I don't do bronzer because I don't know how. And I just haven't learned how, but it's okay, you know? It's good. What is that thing? Let's fix this. Just a moment. There we go. So it's Bitsy Sugar and Spice. So, okay, one tip is whenever you're like using blush, I always tap it so you don't get too much, because we don't want to be clowns. We just want to have a little bit of color. And if you think that you got it a little like too concentrated and you're a little too pink, which I think even what I have right now is maybe a tad bit much, what you can do is take your concealer or foundation brush and then just really blend it in, and it'll really help.
And then later, don't worry if like this brush has some blush on it, because honestly, if you're blending your concealer in or whatever, it'll be fine. Or you can just wash your brush, which would make sense. Maybe I should start washing my brushes more often. Maybe I should do more of these videos, have more realizations like that. Okay.
What's next, you might ask? my favorite thing. Highlight. Alright, so if we're being honest here, don't really need highlight if they say come makeup ready, because that's more of like a newer thing. So if you're like under 13, I'd say probably don't do highlight. But if you're 13 or up, you could get away with a little highlight, because I don't know, it's just honestly my favorite thing in the whole wide world is highlight, because I feel like a goddess when I put it on. So I'm gonna do highlight. But here's the fun fact. I definitely broke my highlighter the other day. Crap. So, a really great substitution is just eyeshadow. Like if you have a shiny eyeshadow, because it's literally what I've been doing for the past few weeks. I just said I broke it the other day. Past few days. I have no sense of time. Okay, so then I do actually have a highlight brush, but personally I don't really like to use it because I like using this little brush from Eco Tools, and it's called a blending brush, and it's actually for eyeshadow, but I just like to use it because I feel like it just fits my face well. just fits my face well. And like that way it's not all over. It just seems to be the exact right size for how much highlight I want.
You an adventure, so let me come and explore you.
My lighting right now, it's like, it looks like I had highlight on before I even put it on. So, I mean, you can't really see it, but it's okay because it's there. We all know it's there.
Alrighty, next part is probably like the most important, is powder. So, powder. So this is my lifesaver. Literally, like, translucent powder is so amazing. If you like have flawless skin and you don't even need concealer or foundation, just like throw on your blush, your highlight, your powder, and you're good. Because the main thing is you don't want to be shiny on camera. You don't want to be like we do want to be like that, but we want to be like a subtle ha instead of like, you know, you get me, right? Yeah, I sense it. You understand. So this is Revlon Photo Ready, and it's translucent, and I just literally love it so much. And this is when I use my beauty blender. So I gotta go damp this, but I damp it and then I'll show you.
Okie. So here's how I do it. I take this, I go, and then just uncovering it, dab your face all over. You want it everywhere, so you're not shiny. This is the only time I cover my freckles because it's translucent.
Now you are matte. You're not as shiny. Like, you can even tell right now, like, I'm not as shiny now. You are ready for the camera, except for one last step. Mascara. Because literally everyone needs mascara. Okay, not everyone. Like, I shouldn't have said that. But I love mascara. Mascara and highlight are my favorite things ever. So this is the Brooklyn & Bailey Lash Next Door. Which,
I can't get this the right way. I tried. Okay, so honestly, like, you know, when there's famous people and they make like makeup and there's all this hype, I'm usually like, okay, so what? Like, you just have it out there because you're famous. But no, legit, I like got this, and Brooklyn & Bailey's mascara is so good. I love it. However, it's only going to work the best way if you do it the way that they've taught you. And this works for all mascaras. So the best way to put on mascara is to blink it on. It's just kind of like slowly brush it.
your final step is your cherry chapstick. To number one, keep your lips from getting chapped, and number two, just give you that tiny bit of color, just a teeny bit of pop. And now you are ready for the camera, for the big screen, to be the beautiful star you are. You were beautiful before makeup though. This way, you're just not all drowned out. Thank you so much for watching. I will show you the final look. I really hope that this helps you out some, and now when they say come with your makeup done, you are like, sweet, Thea told me how to do this, I got this down, I got it in the bag, I know exactly what I'm doing, and you're not stressed out. So thank you again for watching. I love you all. Toodles!